welcome back to A Bag of Cats. I'm your host, Christ Bearer the King Littlebell, and what a crazy world we live in, right? I know I'm not alone in that thought, but this video is all about bringing light to something that is deliberately being kept dark. At least, that's the perspective I have. Autism. Okay. Everyone, I believe, has heard the word. They have no idea what it means. We have gone from Asperger's to autism to ASD, or autistic spectrum disorder. What a stupid name. And there's some other ones, I don't think, in the professional world, but we choose to call ourselves Aspies because that's what we choose to call ourselves. We are no less a child of God. We are no less a human being. We are actually, the way I see it, better than our predecessors. Why do I say that? We don't care about money. We don't care about gold and gems and recognition and power. We only care about you. We love you even though we haven't met you. We don't know you. We just want peace. And it's not easy, but autistic spectrum disorder, what a small mind to call something that is reordered. So that's what I would call it, ASR, autistic spectrum reorder, because our 5 senses, or 8 if you're aware of the 3 newly discovered independent senses, they dominate our minds. They are there first. We got to figure them out first, and then the intellect can show up. And that only happens when there is peace. When things are calm, we can stop and analyze our senses and figure them out. Once we do, then the intellect shows up, and then get out of the way. We are an intellectual gargantuan giant that will have a hard time disproving. I have the aim of making sure every word out of my mouth on these videos is factual, is easily backed up by experience, by what the neurotypical community has documented, which is hard to stomach for me because it's only what's easy for them to understand that they put together. They don't care about putting together the difficult stuff, because if it's a disorder, that means it's broken. It's out of order. It's out of whack. And that means me and everyone else on the spectrum is garbage to people. That's so wrong. That's so wrong. No one is garbage. If you and me do not see eye to eye, let's talk. Let's find out. Where am I wrong? That's how I start. Where am I wrong? And if you can prove that to me in a very logical and rational way, I bow down. You are right. As a matter of fact, my autistic experiences, you are right, period. If you think something a certain way and you're wanting to share that with me, Well, you're right about what you think. I'm not saying you are right, and that's like a message from God. No. Also, yeah, Lance Corporal Douglas Clare Plyler, my father, who changed the game in the United States Marine Corps. He sadly died before we could end up having this kind of high level conversation, and I could let him know I'm autistic because he was autistic. I'm autistic because my mother is autistic. She's still here with us. I love you, Mom. And I am happy to have that. I'm able to talk to my mom about this. And my father's life was taken before, which makes me very bitter. But only because I was cheated and because of the ignorance of this world and autism, the assumptions that are made, the absolute ridiculous assumptions that are made from professionals, from doctors, from lawyers, from kings and queens and presidents and blah, blah, blah. Human beings that are all fallible. Yeah, if you're autistic, you don't believe in God. Well, guess what? I assume I would be able to easily change the opinions of the autistic people who have believed the lie that, oh, I'm autistic, so I don't believe in God. Well, if there is no God, then why is everything beautiful on this earth? Why is everything intrinsically valuable that is of God on this earth? Why do I have passion in the words I'm speaking to you right now if there is no God? If there is no God, there are no smiles on faces, the way I see it. If there is no God, there is no love, the way I see it. And the way I have interpreted it from other autistic people who wholeheartedly believe because they are autistic, there is no God. They're seeing it through the lenses of non-autistic people who told them that, and because they were able to make it verifiable to check out in the autistic person's mind, well, they have turned their back on God. And my proof that I am happy to share with you is my father, Lance Corporal Douglas Clare Plyler, was a man of God. He believed in God, Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit, the teachings of the Holy Bible, and he wasn't aware he was autistic. Wow. And I have no doubt if I was able to have a conversation with him today and point out how he's autistic, there's no denying it. There's no getting away from it. He created a beautiful, intrinsically valuable life for me, for my sister, and for my mother until the evil of this world really polluted his mind and was able to do that because he wasn't aware he was autistic. And now I'm going to change gears here because That is one of the ultimate games that's being played against us all. If I don't let you learn who you are, and by the way, there is no human being on the planet who can tell you who you are. You're the only one who has to put in the effort and do the hardcore dissection, guess and check, or other means to find out who you are. I'm going to share stuff with you that, oh boy, not supposed to share the what's in here with anyone else, for they will use it against you. I say bring it. It doesn't matter. It's going to be reflected on you, I believe, poorly in the end, if you choose to use what I'm saying as ammunition against me. So, where did I start? I started with personality type. I came across the Myers-Briggs Personality Type Index and took that test, and wow, INFJ. Intuitive, introvert, feelings, and judgment. That's my personality type. And it 100% makes total sense to me, because that's me I'm talking about. Yeah, there's other INFJs, but it's an incredibly rare personality type. There are, I think it's 16 in total personality types. And it doesn't matter if you're not INFJ. You could be a ENFP, or I don't know what the others are. I've been self-absorbed. I'm sorry. It's a lot to take in. But if you find out who you are, more power to you, because every morning, every night, every second of every day, you are stuck with you. And you not knowing who you are is a big problem. The world wants to tell you who you are all day, every day. And they are wrong. They want to tell you what fits their agenda. And oh yeah, this one I am happy as a clam about, because I believe I did it right. IQ test. Your intelligence quotient. How fast can you absorb the information you instantly see and make sense of it? At least that's how I understand IQ. And, well, I found out after taking an IQ test, like I was a Marine who was facing a firing squad who, if I hesitated on answering a question, game over, done. I'm dead. So I went through that IQ test rapid fire and answered a question instantly from the gut, because that told me what the answer was. 146 under a high pressure, high speed, high pace IQ test, giving myself no breaks, no second guessing, no chances. I'm not coming back to this question. I answer it now. And I think that I don't think it's 100%, because I don't think I took the IQ test how I should have taken it, but I'd rather do it like how my father would have been forced to do it, because he was forced to live his whole life not knowing he was autistic, not knowing the beautiful creations that he was able to make because of how his mind worked. Actually works, because I know from heaven right now, where my Father is, he communicates to me, and it's a beautiful thing. And my heart is in pain because his identical twin brother, meaning he's autistic too, has a son who is also autistic as well. That's just how it works. They're unaware. And the last memory I have of my uncle is because of confusion and because of not understanding when you have autism, you can have autistic overreaction. You can have autistic assumptions. You can be autistically cold and be absolutely okay and at peace with that. The last memory I have of Lance Corporal James Elwood Plyler is him turning his back on me and walking away. I forgive you. It's okay. The last memory I have of my cousin, it didn't go well, but I forgive you. It's okay. You do not know what you do, either of you. I still love you. I still pray to God, and I hope for that day we can have true reconciliation, and I could take both your hands and help you get started on the path of discovering who you are, because you don't know. That's the United States Marine Corps is divine and beautiful. They have a system that works. They've made it work. They've forced it to work. They have taken the best the world has to offer and held on to one perspective for it that does work, but it's a perspective that is incredibly limiting to teaching you who you are. I know what my personality type is. I know what my IQ is. I know I'm autistic, and so much more. I don't think there is a jarhead out there who knows as much about themselves as I have discovered about myself. My father, he saw psychologists. He went to the neurotypical people to help, and they are it's like trying to tread water with concrete galoshes strapped to your feet. You're not going to go anywhere. You're just going to sink and eventually drown and die. I have lived a life where I realized, I have shackles on my ankles. I'm cutting those off. Oh, I have boxing gloves on my hands. I can't swim with that. Get rid of them. Oh, I have someone telling me how they swim, and it doesn't work for me. So I'll just figure it out on my own. And that's what I've done. And here I am. Here I am. Truly, unapologetically me. Intrinsically valuable. Because God made it so. And I now am desperately sharing my mind with the world, or a very select few people. I currently have 70 subscribers, and that's more than I ever thought I would have. It happened like overnight I got a bunch of subscribers. And I don't ask people to subscribe. I don't ask people to share or follow or comment or anything. If you want to, it's in you to do that. I'm not going to beg. You do what you do. I'm not going to be an influence on that other than me sharing this truth, this honest to God truth. So, yeah, the pandemic it's the only thing that makes any sense to me. It's all about making all of us autistic, so all of us are confused, and all of us are turning to one voice that is authoritative, that can tell us, well, if you do this, then everything will be okay. It won't be. Not for an autistic person. No, you'll have a temporary relief that someone who is authoritative and speaking loudly or on a multitude of sources will give you that little bit of relief. But then what happens is after time, your beautiful autistic mind and your superior IQ, your superior intellect, and your naturally godly way just starts to pick it apart, and it dissolves, and then you're left back in the dark and confused. I don't want that for any of us. I don't want that for me or any of you. And what's going on right now? We need people that are willing to tell the truth, that are willing to be upfront and honest and guide people, not force people, guide them. It's like there's an unlimited amount of paths that you can take, but there really is only one path that will take you to where you want to go. Learn who you are. Find out what makes you. And I'm not talking about your parents. I'm talking about how we are all each our own unique chemistry set. We are each a child of God. We are each intrinsically valuable. I'm just now coming into the reality of the content of my character needs to be shared with this world. The content of my character must be shared with this world. The content of my character has gone through so many refining steps, so many straining steps, so many purifying steps. It's not describable, and I fear it's unbelievable to many. But I'm not forcing you to believe anything. You choose yourself. That's your God-given freedom. I love you all. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Christ Bear the King Little Bill, signing off.